Final point on this, one of these left-wing streamers. I talked about Hassan Piker earlier. This one, Stephen Bonnell, relatively popular, went on Piers Morgan's show, not only to call for the existential fear of conservatives in the public square, to say that they need to fear for their lives so that they shut up, so that if they didn't want to be murdered, then they shouldn't have elected Donald Trump, as he has previously said. But also now, when you think this person has reached the depths of degradation in his extraordinarily deviant and degenerate life, he goes on to mock Charlie Kirk's widow for crying over her husband.
I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time,
it's such a simple thing. If you're going to weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
Stephen Bonnell, a very prominent young left-wing broadcaster, says you have not only the right, but the responsibility to mock Charlie Kirk's widow. Why? Because she spoke in public. The same reason that they're excusing or celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. He says, she has every right to be sad, but the moment she is sad in public, then we have to mock her. Charlie Kirk and the other conservatives, they have every right to their opinions, but the moment that they state their opinions in public, we have to murder them. It's perfectly fine for them to feel things, but if that leads to any effect in public whatsoever, as he says, her speaking will lead to recruitment because it will generate sympathy and empathy, and it will be logical, and it will attract people. And we can't have that. Which is also part of the reason they murdered Charlie Kirk. It's not just that they murdered Charlie Kirk because they didn't like the way he phrased something. It's that he was extremely politically effective, more politically effective than anyone else of his generation. You got to murder the conservatives who speak up. You got to mock the conservatives who speak up. When their husbands are murdered, you have to stop any of them from being effective. This person is not fit for polite society, and he should be excluded from it. Right now, go to expressvpn.com/Michael Knowles Show. Who knows you better than you know yourself? Your family, your friends? No, actually, your ISP. That's who. If you own any internet-connected device, there are thousands of companies that might know you better than you know yourself. They're called data brokers. They make billions of dollars tracking everything that you do online, every purchase, every location, every conversation, your most personal, deeply held beliefs, all packaged into a profile that they sell to marketers, activists, and yes, politicians looking to influence you. You could go completely off the grid. I guess that's one option, Ruby Ridge, or you could just use ExpressVPN. These companies track you through your IP address. They track your digital footprint. ExpressVPN gives you a new IP address in a location you choose, making you virtually untraceable. With ExpressVPN, your connection is encrypted and routed through secure servers. Even your ISP cannot see your activity, which is important since they are legally allowed to sell your data to whomever they please. I've used ExpressVPN for years at this point. For me, a Luddite, it's very simple. Your phone, your tablet, your laptop, boom, 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 one button each, and you have instant privacy. Get 4 months free by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description box below, or by going to expressvpn.com/Michael Knowles Show. He should not be welcome into places of employment. He should not be welcome into clubs and associations. If he wants to go have his horrible ideas somewhere in a cabin in the woods, I suppose he can do that. None of us will stop him. But in terms of society, he cannot be welcomed into that. He should not be welcomed into the marketplace of ideas. What he advocates is the abolition of the marketplace of ideas. And so that's the kind of thought that stops thought and the sort of thought that ought to be stopped. Happily, he has been demonetized on YouTube. So he makes his money by doing this. He's been demonetized on YouTube. That's good. Years ago, he was already banned from a social media platform, Twitch. That's all good. It should go further. He should be deplatformed from all of these places. He has no right to be in the public square. He damages the public square by his very presence in it. He should go away from public life. He should retreat to a much more private life. And he should not be welcomed in public life. Elon Musk has called for him to be prosecuted. I also have called for him to be prosecuted. He is, at this moment, calling for violence against conservatives who speak on campus, who speak at public events. There is a kind of a specificity. There is a kind of urgency. There is a kind of immediacy to his incitement of violence here. And this is not just a generic, abstract opinion. This is immediately in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, when more events like the one at which Charlie Kirk was assassinated will be occurring quickly, and this guy is calling for our murder at those events. That guy needs to be in jail, and he needs to be in jail for a long time. And there is nothing hypocritical about this. There is nothing authoritarian about this. This is the basic enforcement of the law. This is the basic enforcement of the norms and standards that must exist for any kind of free society to continue. If you liked that clip, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.